What is going on, traders? Welcome back to the Traveling Trader. You guys absolutely loved the last video talking about how to buy the dips effectively. If you guys are struggling with learning how to buy the dips, go and check that video out. I think it'll be beneficial for anyone who has struggled with falling knives, setting stop limits, etc., buying things only to find it dip further. Anyway, in this video, I will be telling you why the stock market can and likely will see a monster rally in December, otherwise known as the Santa rally. You definitely want to watch out for this because it will affect your portfolio, and I will be talking about factors that will likely enable a Santa rally and some factors that actually could give us a sad Christmas if they do happen or don't happen, depending on what they are. Let us get right into it. So actually on Friday, we bought calls on the Dow Jones and on the Russell 2000 index. Now, the reason that I did that is because I was anticipating that the Omicron fears will actually dissipate, will die down, and they did. You see here this article on MarketWatch saying that the Dow scores its biggest point gain in more than a year as Omicron fears subside. Now, I'm not a fortune teller. I didn't think that the Dow would have its biggest day this year, but it was sitting at the 200-day moving average. This is major support, and the Dow was the hardest hit of the major indices. It was also oversold on the RSI for the first time since June. Now, why else did I pick the Dow? Well, because the Dow not only contains big names like Apple and Microsoft, but they also contain a lot of retailers like Nike, McDonald's, Home Depot, Walmart, as well as a lot of the bank stocks and some of the travel stocks as well. So it is seen as a mixed basket of industrials, or used to be industrials, right? But right now it represents a few different sectors that I think will benefit from the Omicron fear subsiding and will even do well. A lot of these stocks will do well even if inflation is taken into account and hawkish Fed policy is taken into account. We netted 60% on those Dow Jones calls. If you want access to all of our trades, all of the crypto option stocks, etc., link is in the description below. Would love to have you come join a group of over 4,000 traders. Okay, what else? So on Friday, December 10th, we are getting the latest CPI numbers telling us by how much prices are rising. And as you could see from this article, the Fed is widely seen backing a faster taper. So Jerome Powell unofficially said that the Fed was going to back a faster taper last week. However, they have an official meeting on the 15th after the CPI numbers are released, and the Fed is going to tell us what the official policy is. Now, if you guys are familiar with this channel, you know that we've talked about Fed tapering before. I've given a beginner overview, but basically that means that the Fed is going to pull back on buying their monthly asset purchases, right? They buy a certain amount of assets every month in order to prop up the economy and the markets. They're going to start pulling back on that because inflation is getting out of hand and they need interest rates to rise gradually in order to defeat inflation. Here's what is the good news and why this is not going to counter a Santa rally, in my opinion, because right now you're reading this article and he already stated this. He's very smart. He's not an idiot. If he knew that if he came up on December 15th and surprised everybody and said, hey guys, we're going to see a faster taper, that will likely tank the market. So he used the congressional and Senate hearings as a way to sort of whistleblow on himself, saying that, hey guys, you know, I'm thinking about tapering faster, just so you guys know. But he unofficially said that in order for him to pull back the curtain on December 15th and officially say that. But now it's no longer a surprise. It is what we call priced in. Unsurprising, we are also seeing a lot of insider buying, a lot of institutions buying, expecting a Santa rally because they know that the Fed news is priced in, because they know that the Omicron fears are, sorry to say, but bullshit. I'm not saying COVID is BS. I'm saying that a new variant is likely not going to affect the current state of things. We already dealt with the Delta variant, and as I said before, that sell-off lasted a week. This sell-off seems to have lasted even shorter than that. And if you take a look at travel stocks, we also had a position on Jets that I sent out. Jets was up 5% today. However, we're up 40% on the options play that I sent out, but Jets was at major support, oversold on the RSI, and it was at a 52-week low due to overstated Omicron fears. All of the cruise lines, same thing. They're up big today, but they basically have a very identical pattern to a lot of the airlines. This is Carnival Cruise. This is Royal Caribbean Cruise, right? However, if Omicron, again, if data comes out supporting further that the variant is not anything to worry about and that the vaccines largely can protect against it, then you will start to see these travel stocks fly. Disney is another one that looks to have found support today after reaching a 52-week low as well. It's surprising that Disney's chart looks very identical to the travel stocks as well, even though Disney has a lot of offshoot businesses such as movies, streaming services, etc. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, why are stocks like AMD falling? Why are stocks like Nvidia falling? Well, because when interest rates rise, growth stocks tend to do worse. So mega cap growth stocks tend to actually do worse than value stocks and consumer cyclicals and non-cyclicals. Why is that? Well, because when interest rates rise, the cost of borrowing money goes up. And in order to grow, right, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, these stocks are expected to grow year over year. So if the cost of money goes up, then it's going to be more expensive to borrow and it's going to be more expensive to grow. However, a stock like American Airlines is not expected to grow. It's a service that exists. Obviously, it's expected to be profitable. It's a service that exists in this country, but it isn't expected to grow year over year like the mega cap growth companies. So that's why consumer cyclicals and non-cyclicals that are value stocks do better during inflationary periods than growth stocks. However, all in all, after the initial shock of interest rates rising, all stocks tend to do well. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about why I think there would be a Santa rally. Now, what would deter a Santa rally is if obviously the variant, new data comes out on the variant and it looks that it is much more severe than anything we have currently, and hospitalization rates are going up and death rates are going up. Hopefully that's not the case, not just for our portfolios, but for humanity in general. If the inflation data comes out on Friday and it is extremely unexpected, meaning if the expectations are much more understated than the actual inflation, that could also rock the markets. And if the Fed on December 15th comes out with new hawkish policy that is not priced in, hawkish policy that they haven't talked about before. So Papa J. Powell talked about accelerated tapering, but he did not talk about rising interest rates this year. However, if the CPI numbers on Friday come out and they are much, much worse than expected, and Papa J. Powell then says, hey, not only are we going to taper, we now have to raise interest rates manually. We have to forcibly raise interest rates because inflation is just out of control. We can't think about this next year. We have to do it now. If that happens, then the markets could see an initial major shock. But guess what? That'll be a great buying opportunity if stocks tank in that manner. Anyway, traders, that is it for this video. Just wanted to make a quick video. We'll follow this up with the best stocks to buy in December in anticipation of a rally. So look for that tomorrow from the time of this recording. If you got anything out of this video, leave it a big fat thumbs up just like this. Leave it in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of the market, whether we will see a Santa rally or a crash. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the trade alerts if you want access to our Discord community full of over 4,000 traders talking strategy all day, every day. Hit that notification bell. Stay safe out there, traders. Peace.